Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this video I'll be making a tool chest for some of my hand tools. The tool chest will be made from 18mm ply and the drawers from 12mm plywood. I quickly made a sketch in Fusion 360 for basic dimensions and a cut list. Overall dimensions for the cabinet is 1200 high by 400 deep and 500 wide, but you can make it to any size you need. For the side panels, top and bottom, I cut rough dimensions with my track saw so I can manage them easily and square cut final sizes on the workbench. I then mark the final sizes for a rabbet where the back panel will be fitted later, and also the panels so I don't mix them up. The rabbet cuts on the two sides was cut on the table saw, carefully setting the blade height and slowly pushing the pieces through the blade, especially on the edge cuts. The top and bottom rabbet should not be through cut, so I opted to route these out on the router table, stopping on pre-marked points. The cleaning out of the corners was done with a chisel and I sanded all the edges smooth. With my track saw set to the correct depth, I started marking and cutting out the grooves for the drawers in the side panels. I cut each line with the track saw to make sure I have clean and straight lines across both panels. This way all drawer slides will be aligned once the cabinet is assembled. I used two marking sticks so the dimensions stay the same all the way through, keeping the back sides butted against each other. For the large drawers it had to be 180mm spaced apart and the smaller drawer 100mm spacing, all with 12mm slots for the grooves. I could then use my plunge router with a 12mm bit to route out the grooves over two passes. Using the track saw guide as an edge guide, making sure to route slowly and straight. After each pass, I checked the width of the groove with the test piece, cleaning out the areas where the test piece got stuck. Once all grooves were routed and cleaned, I gave it a quick sanding, making sure all the grooves are clear of any splinters. Then on to assembling the cabinet. I used pocket screws and glue to join the sides, top and bottom. Clamping each corner with clamp squares help to align and keep everything together during glue ups. Off camera I measured for the back panel, cut that out on the table saw and glued that into place, making sure the cabinet is nice and square. Then onto the drawer bottoms, cutting them square on the table saw and sanding them, making sure they are a good fit. Some sanding was needed since the plywood is not exactly 12mm thick. I then cut all the drawer fronts from 18mm ply, making sure they all fit as they should. I could now start cutting all the other pieces for the drawers on the table saw and a miter saw, then assembling all 8 drawers. The drawers are made from 12mm ply. Assembly was straightforward. I used butt joints with glue and pin nails for the sides and back, but on the front panels I marked and cut rabbets for the sides to fit into, which you can see me doing here. This way I can use pin nails from the sides and you wouldn't see them from the front. Setting the blade height on the table saw correctly, I could quickly cut all the front panels the same. I decided not to use handles for this build, but instead make a cutout in the front panel using a Forstner bit and a drill press, cutting holes and then cleaning out the rest on the bandsaw. With a file and some sandpaper I could quickly clean out all the cuts. I clamped 4 at a time in the vise, keeping them all aligned and in the same shape. Then sanding the drawer front smooth before assembling, making sure to keep everything square when attaching the bottoms. I used a trace line for the side so I can see where to shoot the pin nails from the bottom. Test fitted the first drawer before making the rest. I decided to add some stop pieces at the back, so the drawers don't go in all the way, since they are slightly shorter than the cabinet. With all drawers now completed and sanded, I gave everything a coat of sanding sealer. I then added some caster wheels for easy movement and placed foam rubber inside the drawers to stop the tools from moving around. All done, ready for use. Thank you all for watching and following my channel.